Hey, everyone, and welcome back
Back again.
to another deep dive.
Yeah.
Today, we're headed to a place that I think a lot of folks have maybe some misconceptions about, and we're going to try and clear some of that up today.
Yeah.
We're going to Nigeria.
And it's a really fascinating place.
Yeah.
We've got a stack of really interesting sources here.
Yeah, and it's a place I knew so little about.
Yeah. I did too until we started doing the research for this.
Right. And it's
so diverse.
It is.
Just from looking at pictures, it's
a
beautiful country.
The geography is amazing.
Yeah. Coastlines and rainforests.
Rainforests, mountains.
Yeah.
It's
really diverse.
It's massive.
Yeah.
Over 923,000 square kilometers.
That's huge.
Huge.
And geographically diverse and also culturally diverse.
Yeah.
Over 250 ethnic groups, each with their own language, culture, and traditions.
Amazing.
It's like a microcosm of Africa itself.
It really is.
But one thing that unites all Nigerians is their rapidly growing population.
Yeah, it's already the most populous country in Africa.
Yeah.
Over 225 million people.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And get this.
Yeah.
It's projected to be the third most populous country in the world by 2050.
Wow.
I mean, that's just an astounding number
It is.
to people.
What's driving that kind of growth?
Well, it's a combination of high birth rates and migration within the country.
So people are moving around within the country.
Yeah, a lot of people are drawn to urban centers like Lagos, hoping for better opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lagos is kind of the place to be.
It is.
Okay. A lot of folks are headed there.
Yeah.
Our sources described it as a city that never sleeps.
Right.
A vibrant, chaotic, and endlessly fascinating metropolis.
Yeah, the former capital and a major financial hub for the entire continent.
Wow.
Yeah, skyscrapers, bustling markets.
And they've got these yellow three-wheeled motorcycles.
Right, the iconic yellow three-wheeled motorcycle.
Right. Zipping through traffic.
Yeah, weaving in and out of traffic.
Okay, so tell me about those. Why those?
Well, you see, Lagos traffic is legendary.
Right.
It's like a constant flow of cars, buses, and those motorcycles,
Oh, okay.
all vying for space.
Right.
So the smaller vehicles can navigate the chaos much faster than traditional cars.
Okay.
That's why they're so prevalent.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Our sources also highlighted the incredible entrepreneurial spirit of the people.
Absolutely.
Like street vendors seem to be everywhere.
Everywhere.
Selling everything you can imagine.
Yeah, you'll find people selling food, clothing, electronics, anything you can think of. You'll find it on the streets of Lagos.
So that's like a testament to their resilience.
Definitely.
And their drive to make a living.
Yeah.
But is it also a reflection of the lack of formal employment opportunities?
I would say so, yes, because a lot of people have to kind of make their own way.
Right.
And so that entrepreneurial spirit really comes out.
And that ties back to the economic disparity.
Exactly.
I mentioned earlier, over 75% of Nigerians live below the poverty line.
That's right.
Which is a stark reminder.
Yeah, it's a huge number.
Huge number.
Of the inequalities that exist within the country.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive deeper into this later.
Yeah.
We're going to explore places like Mokoko.
Oh, yeah.
It's a floating slum.
A floating slum built on stilts.
Wow.
In the Lagos Lagoon.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite a sight to see.
That was one of the things that struck me most in the research.
Yeah.
Is this stark contrast.
Yeah.
Between wealth and poverty.
Right.
Our sources even described an exclusive enclave for the elite called Banana Island.
Oh, yeah. Banana Island is a world apart.
Really?
Yeah, luxury apartments, private beaches, 204/7 security.
Wow.
It's said to be so exclusive that even cameras are prohibited.
Really?
Yeah.
So they're trying to keep that wealth
It seems like it.
away from prying eyes.
Oh. Yeah, maybe they're trying to hide their wealth from the rest of the country.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting.
It is interesting.
But before we get into those complexities, let's rewind a bit.
Okay.
And explore the historical context.
Yeah, I think that's key to understanding so much of what we see today.
Yeah.
Nigeria's history is just marked by centuries of trade, cultural exchange, and, unfortunately, exploitation.
Yeah, we can't talk about Nigeria without acknowledging the transatlantic slave trade.
Right.
Millions of Nigerians were forcibly taken from their homeland and sold into slavery.
It's a dark chapter in human history, and its legacy continues to reverberate today.
Yeah.
You know, the extraction of human capital and resources really left a lasting wound on the nation.
Yeah, and then there's the period of British colonialism,
Right.
which lasted for over a century.
Over a century, the British exploited Nigeria's resources for their own gain, leaving behind a legacy of political and economic structures that still impact the country today.
Right.
It's a long shadow.
Yeah, colonialism is cast.
And it wasn't until 1960 that Nigeria gained independence.
Yeah, but even then, the path to stability and democracy have been
rocky.
Yeah.
Our sources highlighted the North-South divide as a major factor in Nigerian politics and society.
It's a big one.
So can you explain a bit more about that?
Sure. So the North is predominantly Muslim with a strong influence of Sharia law.
Okay.
The South is largely Christian.
Okay.
And has a more westernized culture.
Okay. So it's not just a religious divide. It's also like a cultural, and it led to...
Yeah, it's definitely led to tension and even violence at times.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a real dividing line.
And is it an economic divide as well?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
The South, with its access to the coast and oil resources, tends to be more prosperous.
Okay.
So that's also contributed to a sense of marginalization and resentment in some parts of the North.
Right.
And this is where groups like Boko Haram have emerged.
Exploiting these grievances for their own extremist agenda?
Okay. It's important to note, though, that Boko Haram does not represent all Muslims in Nigeria.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Their ideology is a perversion of Islam, and their actions have been widely condemned.
Right, but their presence highlights the deep-seated challenges that Nigeria faces.
It's a very complex picture.
It is.
For sure.
But despite all of these challenges, there's a vibrancy and resilience to Nigerian culture.
It really shines through.
Yeah.
We're going to be exploring that in more detail as we continue our deep dive.
Absolutely.
We'll delve into the music, the art, the food, and the incredible entrepreneurial spirit of the Nigerian people.
There's a lot to uncover here.
We got a lot more ground to cover, so stay tuned.
We're just getting started.
We're just getting started on our journey to uncover the unseen destinations of Nigeria.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Nigeria. Yeah. We've talked about the challenges, the history, the economic landscape.
Right, yeah.
Now let's
lighten things up a bit.
Yeah, let's shift gears a little bit and explore something that I think brings Nigerians together, which is their vibrant culture.
Yes.
And there's no better place to start than with Nollywood.
Nollywood.
Nigeria's booming film industry.
Oh, it's amazing.
It's a cultural phenomenon.
Yeah, it really is.
And not just in Nigeria.
Right.
Across Africa.
Across Africa and the world.
And the world. I was blown away by the scale of it.
Oh, yeah.
Our sources say it's one of the largest film industries in the world.
It is.
Second only to India's Bollywood.
Right.
In terms of output.
But yeah, they churn out thousands of movies every year.
Thousands?
Yeah.
Wow, covering all sorts of genres.
Yeah, everything from romantic comedies to action thrillers to, social dramas.
And they're not just popular in Nigeria.
No.
They found a global audience.
Right, with fans all over Africa, Europe, even the Americas.
So what's driving that global appeal?
Well, I think one of the key things is that Nollywood tells uniquely Nigerian stories.
Okay.
They reflect the country's culture, values, and challenges.
So they're tapping into something that resonates with people.
Exactly. It's a powerful form of storytelling that gives a voice to Nigerian perspectives and experiences.
So it's not just entertainment.
No.
It's like a form of...
It's social commentary. It's
cultural expression.
Cultural expression, exactly.
And it showcases the country's...
creativity.
Talent.
Talent to a global audience.
And talent, and it's become a significant economic force, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Creating jobs, contributing to the GDP.
It's a huge industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a great example of how...
culture and economy can intersect.
Yeah.
And create opportunities and showcase a country's soft power.
Absolutely. Speaking of cultural power.
Yes.
We can't forget about music.
Oh, Nigerian music is incredible.
Nigerian music has become a global phenomenon.
It really has in recent years. Like Afrobeats with its infectious rhythms and catchy melodies has just taken the world by storm.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Artists like Burna Boy, Wizkid, Davido are international superstars.
International superstars collaborating with, major artists from all over the globe.
That's amazing.
It's really cool.
It is a testament to the talent and creativity that exists.
Yeah, that exists within Nigeria.
In Nigeria.
And it's not just about Afrobeats.
Right.
There are so many other genres of music that thrive in Nigeria.
Okay.
From traditional folk music to hip-hop to gospel.
Really?
Yeah.
That's like a musical melting pot.
It is a musical melting pot.
Reflecting the diversity.
Yeah, the diversity of the country itself.
Yeah.
And that diversity extends to the art world as well.
Oh, yeah.
Nigerian art is gaining international recognition with artists like Ella Natsui and Victor Ekpuk showcasing their unique styles and perspectives on the global stage.
Yeah, I was struck by the use of vibrant colors and bold patterns in Nigerian art. It seems to reflect the energy and dynamism of the culture itself.
Definitely, there's a real sense of life and vibrancy in Nigerian art.
Yeah.
It often draws inspiration from traditional motifs and symbols.
Okay.
But it also incorporates modern elements.
Right.
Creating a unique and captivating aesthetic.
So it's both ancient and modern at the same time.
It's a reminder that Nigeria is a country of both ancient traditions and modern innovation, constantly evolving and adapting.
And that ability to adapt and innovate
is
evident in the way Nigerians have embraced technology and entrepreneurship.
Absolutely.
Like, despite the challenges. They've shown a remarkable ability to, like, create opportunities and find solutions.
Yeah, they have.
We talked earlier about the street vendors.
Yes.
They are a testament to that entrepreneurial spirit.
They're hustling.
They are.
They're making things happen.
Yeah. And with the rise of mobile technology and the internet, Nigerians are finding ways to connect with the global marketplace.
Yeah, they're carving out their own niche.
It's inspiring to see that.
It is.
Resilience.
Yeah.
Resourcefulness.
Definitely.
It speaks to the potential that exists.
Absolutely.
But we've got to acknowledge the challenges. We've talked about the poverty. The inequalities.
Like inequalities that persist.
We talked about Makoko. The floating slum.
Right, built on stilts.
In Lagos Lagoon.
Over the water.
It's a stark reminder.
Yeah, it really is.
Of the difficult living conditions.
Yeah, for many Nigerians.
Faced by so many Nigerians.
Homes made from wood and corrugated iron sheets.
And a lack of basic sanitation.
Yeah, healthcare, even clean water.
It's hard to imagine living in those conditions.
It is.
But our sources also highlighted the resilience and sense of community that exists there.
Right. The people of Makoko have created a vibrant and supportive community.
And they've established their own
schools, businesses, even a church that floats on the water.
Wow.
Yeah. It's quite amazing.
It's a testament to the human spirit. To, like, find hope. And create something meaningful in the face of adversity. And it speaks to that potential.
That potential that exists.
In Nigeria.
Amidst the struggles.
And that potential is also evident. In the passion.
The passion.
They have for sports.
Oh, yes.
Particularly soccer.
Soccer is like a religion in Nigeria.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a source of national pride.
A huge source of national pride.
A unifying force.
Yes. Brings people together.
And a dream for countless young people.
Absolutely.
When the Super Eagles, which is the national team, take the field.
The entire country comes to a standstill.
Really?
Yeah, it's a moment of collective joy and excitement.
Wow.
It transcends ethnic and religious divides.
And it's not just watching the professionals.
No. Soccer is played everywhere in Nigeria.
Okay.
From dusty street corners to organized leagues.
It's a way for young people to express themselves?
Yeah, to dream big, to escape from the everyday realities of life.
And for some,
yeah,
it's even a path to a better future.
Yeah.
Right.
Nigerian players have made it to the top leagues in Europe.
Wow.
Becoming international stars and inspiring a new generation.
So it's opportunity.
It's opportunity.
And hope.
Yeah.
Even in the most challenging circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of challenges, we've talked a lot about the positive aspects of Nigerian culture.
Yeah.
But we got to acknowledge the historical factors.
You can't ignore that.
That shaped the country.
The legacy of colonialism.
Yeah, the impact of British rule is still felt in Nigeria.
Oh, absolutely.
Politically and economically.
Both politically and economically.
Yeah, they exploited Nigeria's resources for over a century.
They did.
And they left behind this legacy of inequality and underdevelopment.
Yeah, and even after independence in 1960, Nigeria has struggled to overcome those systemic issues rooted in its colonial past.
And it's not just economics.
No, it's not just economics.
The British imposed their own political and social structures.
Right, often ignoring or undermining traditional systems of governance and social organization.
So that disruption has had lasting effects.
It continues to have repercussions today.
Like what?
Well, for example, the arbitrary drawing of borders during the colonial era.
Okay.
That grouped together diverse ethnic and religious groups, often leading to tensions and conflicts.
So they didn't really take into account like the existing
social fabric.
Cultures and groups.
Yeah, they just drew lines on a map and said, okay, this is now one country.
And that's had consequences.
Big consequences.
Yeah, the North-South divide we talked about.
Yeah.
That's a prime example.
Exactly.
Of how those colonial policies still shape contemporary Nigeria.
It's a reminder that history is not just something in the past.
Right.
It continues to shape the present.
Absolutely.
And understanding that historical context is crucial to understanding modern-day Nigeria.
I think that's a great point.
So we've explored the vibrancy of Nigerian culture, the resilience of its people, and the lasting impact of its history.
Yes.
But our deep dive wouldn't be complete without delving into the complexities of its political landscape.
All right, so that's where things get
really interesting.
Interesting and maybe a little more challenging.
Yeah.
All right, Nigeria's political system has been plagued by corruption, instability, and a struggle to establish a truly democratic system.
It's a work in progress.
It is.
For sure.
And that's a topic we're going to unpack in our final segment.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
Stay with us.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Nigeria. We've We've traveled through its bustling cities, explored its vibrant culture, and uncovered its complex history.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
It has, and
now it's time to tackle a topic that's essential to understanding the challenges and opportunities facing Nigeria today, and that's its political landscape. This is where we see those contradictions and complexities we've been talking about really come into sharp focus.
Yeah, Nigeria is a nation with immense potential.
It is.
But it's grappling with these issues like corruption, political instability.
Yeah, and the struggle to establish a truly democratic system.
Our sources were pretty direct about the pervasiveness of corruption in Nigeria.
It's a big problem.
Yeah, it's something that seems to touch every level of society.
Yeah, from everyday interactions with officials to high-level government dealings.
So it's like systemic.
Yeah, it's deeply rooted, stemming from this complex web of historical, social, and economic factors.
And it erodes trust.
Oh, absolutely.
In institutions.
Yeah.
It hinders economic growth.
Yeah.
And exacerbates existing inequalities.
It's a vicious cycle.
One of the things that struck me in the research was this idea of the resource curse.
Oh, yeah.
It seems paradoxical that a country with so much oil wealth would also have such widespread poverty.
Right? It's like the more resources they have, the worse off they are.
Yeah.
Well, that's the cruel irony of the resource curse.
Yeah.
You know, instead of benefiting the entire population, the wealth generated from natural resources like oil often ends up concentrated in the hands of a select few.
Right.
And it fuels corruption and widens the gap between the rich and the poor.
Okay, so how does this play out in everyday life for Nigerians?
Well, imagine trying to start a business, but you're facing endless bureaucratic hurdles and demands for bribes.
Wow.
Or imagine needing basic services like healthcare or education.
Yeah.
But knowing that access is often determined by who you know or how much you can pay. Yeah. That's the reality for many Nigerians.
It's incredibly disheartening.
It is.
And it creates a climate of like cynicism, distrust, which makes it even harder to address the underlying problems.
Exactly. Corruption becomes a self-perpetuating cycle, eroding the very foundations of a functioning society.
And then there's the issue of political instability.
Yes.
Our sources mentioned a history of coups, military rule, which seems to have left a lasting impact
for sure.
on the country's political culture.
Nigeria has had a turbulent journey. Since gaining independence in 1960.
Yeah.
You know, there have been periods of democratic rule.
Okay.
But they've often been interrupted by military interventions.
Driven by what?
Well, a combination of factors: political ambition, ethnic tensions, the lure of oil wealth.
Right. It sounds like finding that balance between democracy and stability has been a major challenge.
It has. It's been an ongoing struggle.
Yeah.
You know, building strong democratic institutions, ensuring free and fair elections, upholding the rule of law are all crucial steps.
Absolutely. But that takes time.
It does.
Commitment, collective effort from both leaders and citizens.
It's a long road.
It is. So with all these challenges, is there hope for a more democratic and equitable future?
There is always hope. And that hope lies in the people.
Okay.
Nigeria has a young and vibrant population that's increasingly demanding accountability and transparency from its leaders.
Okay. Our sources highlighted the growing role of civil society organizations.
Absolutely.
In pushing for reforms.
Yeah.
Holding those in power accountable.
They're playing a crucial role in mobilizing citizens.
Okay.
Advocating for change. Promoting good governance practices.
So they're like watchdogs.
Yeah, they are.
And what about the international community? Can they play a part in supporting positive change?
They can, but it has to be done in a way that respects Nigerian sovereignty and prioritizes the needs of the Nigerian people.
So not just imposing solutions from the outside.
Right. It's about working in partnership with Nigerians to address the challenge they face.
So providing support, sharing expertise, fostering dialogue.
Exactly.
But ultimately, it's up to Nigerians to determine their own path forward.
That's right.
Which brings us back to that theme of resilience we've seen throughout our deep dive.
Right. Despite the many obstacles they face.
Yeah.
Nigerians continue to strive for a better future.
Yeah, they embody that spirit of innovation.
Yes.
Creativity and determination.
That's what makes me hopeful.
Yeah, from the bustling markets of Lagos to the quiet resilience of communities like Makoko. We've seen that spirit shine through.
Yeah, it's inspiring.
It is, and that's what leaves me feeling hopeful.
Yeah.
Nigeria is a nation at a crossroads.
It is.
Facing these complex challenges.
But also brimming with potential.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Nigeria.
Yeah, we hope you learned something new.
We hope it sparked your curiosity, challenged your assumptions, and left you with a deeper appreciation for the complexities.
And the potential.
And the potential of this fascinating nation.
We encourage you to continue exploring, to seek out diverse perspectives, and to remember that the unseen destinations of our world often hold the most compelling stories.
Absolutely. Thanks for listening.